A terrorist attack on Madrid commuter trains on March 11, 2004. Unforgettable for ambulance technician Esther Lopez, seen here shouting instructions. Rushing an injured woman to hospital.
The doctor told us to take the person on the stretcher to the hospital. The photos are when we leave the sports center, which is where they took the injured from the train.
What do you know about that person on the stretcher that day?
El paciente falleció.
The patient died. The patient was one of the most seriously wounded.
After that, it just got tougher for Lopez's ambulance crew. They returned here to Tellez Street, where one of the 4 trains was bombed along the commuter line running into Atocha station. The toll that day, 191 dead, more than 1,800 wounded. Their job the rest of the day, removing bodies.
This was just a strip of dirt then. The funeral service and ambulance drivers got as close as possible when we brought out the body bags.
Later, she thought about quitting her job and still tries to leave town on the bombing anniversary.
My mother has a lot of pictures from that day, and I still haven't been able to look at them.
Of course, each bombing anniversary is also difficult for the victims and their relatives. What was once a makeshift memorial here for the victims has taken on more permanence. 7 years on, there are dozens of bouquets of flowers to honor the dead. Even plaques with photos of the deceased, and now some landscaping where tragedy once struck. Lopez took us to her suburban Madrid base to meet 2 others who were on the ambulance crew that day. They watched the video of themselves for the first time.
No matter how much you think you are prepared, you are never fully prepared for everything.
Garcia and nurse Laura Santiusti later got married and had a baby. They say they've come to terms with that day, but for Lopez, it's taken longer. This was her first time back at the scene in 7 years. She reads a plaque honoring the victims and praising the courage of the emergency workers.
Just a simple thanks, like it says there, is plenty in return for what we went through that day.
Al Goodman, CNN, Madrid.